All right, so this is Bet Online's, and I'll just mute the sound for you here. Sorry about that. All right, this is Bet Online's unlimited blackjack. Now, the way this works, and I didn't have a good understanding of this, to be honest, till I played it a little bit, is that you'll see that I can place a bet in any one of these spots that I want to, and so can anyone else. So I can play right here, but I could also play over here, or I could play all three spots, and anyone else can as well. So that's what. So it's kind of an interesting way that the game is going to be played. They're going to deal out to everybody who's playing. So even if, let's say, if I have 16 and I stay stand, but somebody else that's also playing my spot says hit, then they're going to still deliver a card. But this is my total here where it shows you that I have 15. So I have 15 against 6. Obviously, I need to stand. And then, I don't think anyone will hit that, but maybe somebody will. And then as far as counting, when you jump in, you don't know where you're going to be at. So you can see we're already a little ways in here. So all I can do is count it from where it's at. Okay? So counting it from where it's at, and then I better stand here. Get limited amount of time. Oh, when's it going to tell me if I can stand or what? Low. All right. Oh, I stood. Oh, I'm sorry. See how I got confused already? So they dealt another card because somebody did hit their 15. Which against a 6, I don't know why they would, but they dealt that card out. So people who are superstitious about the flow of cards would not like this game. Okay, so here's my opinion of Bet Online as a way to play blackjack. This would be for entertainment purposes only. You are not going to be able to make money playing professional blackjack using Bet Online or, from what I've seen, any of the online casinos. While this is a live game, the allure here, the reason that I thought that we might take a look at this, is because they are dealing from a shoe, just like they are in a live casino. So that makes it seem like it might be possible to keep track of the count. And you're seeing all the cards being dealt to everybody. And unlike the normal online casinos where they reshuffle the virtual deck after every round, here they keep going. But they only go about 50% of the way through the shoe. And on top of that, as you can see here, while she's dealing here, you can see when she goes to the next round, they burn a card face down after every round. So that's an additional card that you're not seeing. So it's customary to burn one card at the beginning of the shoe, but they burn a card at the beginning of every round. That's a lot of unseen cards. That right there negates your ability to effectively track the cards. On top of that, you only got the 50% penetration. And then on top of that, you have all of the fees and things that you have to pay just to set up an account. So if you were going to do this even just for fun, it would be strictly for fun. And I'd be counting on losing money. But you could do this. I'd recommend going the route of Bitcoin. Set up a Bitcoin wallet. You can research that if you don't know what Bitcoin is. Find a good wallet that you believe in to use. Make sure you educate yourself about Bitcoin fully before you start doing that. But that's the least expensive way in terms of fees and stuff. I initially deposited my money with a credit card, which they took with no problem whatsoever. And then when I wanted the money out, they told me that I had to have the money in there for at least 7 business days, which is almost 2 weeks, 7 business days. And then if I wanted to take the money out back on the credit card, that was almost impossible. And if I wanted cash or PayPal or something like that, it was going to be very expensive. The fees were going to be, I only did this for $100 just to kind of test it out. And I would have been paying $40 in fees to take my money back out. So that's a huge chunk. So I took the money out using Bitcoin, which was smaller fees. But bottom line was this. When I was all done with everything, I deposited $100, which was really cost me $105 because of the fees, because there's fees just to pay them. And then when I took it out using Bitcoin, well, actually, I was playing, built that balance up to 134, and then withdrew the money using Bitcoin. And by the time I paid all of the different Bitcoin fees and things like that, I was left with $118 in actual cash. So it cost me almost 50% of my winnings in fees, basically. Actually, a little bit more because you're going to consider the 105. Yeah, so more than 50% of my profit was spent on the fees. We're not talking a huge amount of money, $15 or so, and we're not talking about a lot of money that I made, and we're not talking about, we're only started with a $100 investment. So they're not cheating or anything like that. It's legitimate, but it would be strictly for fun. I wouldn't count on making any money as a professional using a site like this. Also, I should mention the hoops that I had to jump through to get the money out. Now, like I said, when I deposited money, that was no problem at all. I just gave my credit card, and bam, the money was deposited. Plus some fees, of course. Like I said, deposit $100 ended up being $105. Anyway, when I went to take it out, then I had to fax them all kinds of documents to prove my identity. I had to fax them a copy of my ID, driver's license, and the original credit card that I used front and back of it. So that all had to be scanned in and emailed to them. So if you don't have a scanner, that's going to be a real major pain in the rear right there. So it's just interesting that they don't tell you any of that up front. They only tell you that when you want the money. And they don't care who you are when you deposit the money, only when you take the money back out. All right, so hopefully that helps you guys make some decisions about this. Like I said, I was attracted to this because of the idea of live dealers online. It'd be nice to be able to play blackjack and count cards and make profit without having to drive to a casino. I'd even be willing to pay the fees because I wouldn't have to spend the money on gas and I wouldn't have to get dressed. But it's just not possible. You could play for fun, but that'd be about it. All right. May the count be with you.